Hey guys, coming at you today with a recipe that brought me right back to childhood. A keto cream cheese brownie. So let's get started. Hey everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, thanks for joining me. My name's Alycia and I'm a pastry chef with a severe sweet tooth. So I'm here bringing you the best keto desserts possible. So if you enjoyed these recipes, please hit the subscribe button, share my videos with all your friends and family, leave me a comment. It all helps my channel grow and to bring you new keto desserts every Saturday. Today, something we had all the time as kids. I believe my mom would actually make this for my brother for his birthday even. We liked them so much. Some cream cheese brownies. And I'm going to amp them up a little bit today because they are so low carb that we can add some extras to this. For 12 brownies, if you cut a 9x13 pan into 12, it's 1 net carb. So I'm going to add some chocolate chunks to this also. But let's get started with our base recipe first. We need a 9x13 pan. I'm going to give it a good spray. Really just these two sides real well, and then the bottom just so that the paper will stick. We're only gonna do it on two sides. There's no need to do it up the other sides. We'll just loosen them up when the time comes. And I already have my oven preheated to 350, just so we're not waiting on it. All set. We're gonna set that aside for now because we need some workspace here. This is my base brownie recipe, so I'll put all the measurements up there for you. It's just 1 stick of butter, which I gotta grab. It's a little soft. It's getting a little warm in here with the oven on. We're basically making two elements here. We're making like a cream cheese custardy layer with eggs in it and the brownie mixture. You get all your butter off there. Mine's really melted, so there's a bunch stuck to the paper. So we're gonna whip our butter and powdered Monkfruit erythritol and allulose together. The allulose makes this brownie really soft. And it is a lot of sweetener because basically brownies, a little bit of flour, a bunch of cocoa, and a bunch of sugar. So we're gonna whip that up. I already got my dry ingredients sifted here. I'm just giving them a whisk. Just cocoa powder. I used a chocolate whey protein. It just bumps up that chocolate flavor a little bit. If you don't have chocolate, you can always mix some unflavored with some cocoa powder to make it look kind of cocoa-y and then measure out your chocolate whey protein. That's pretty much all chocolate whey protein is just cocoa powder mixed with a whey protein isolate. I always use Isopure just because I know how it's going to act. And also Perfect Keto whey proteins also work, but they do have a little bit higher carb count. But in this, it really wouldn't matter too much because it's such a low carb brownie recipe anyways. Tiny bit of coconut flour. Always do a little bit of coconut flour, but I found out that you don't need a lot in recipes to make them a baked good. So you're saving a lot of carbs by using only a tiny bit of coconut flour and a bunch of whey protein. That makes it super soft. And then while this is whipping, I'm also going to get my cream cheese layer done. All that is 8 ounces of cream cheese, 68 grams of powdered sweetener. So it's going to be about a half a cup plus a tablespoon. Into here, I'm going to whip that up and add 2 eggs and a little bit of vanilla extract. All the ingredients will be up on the screen for you. My eggs are at room temperature also. They've been out since this morning. And it's pretty hot in here. So if not, you can put them in a little bit of lukewarm water to soak and warm up. Just helps all this come together super easy. If you have cold eggs, your butter's going to get chunky on you. It's going to take longer to mix up. Now we're going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla to this. And then we're going to add in our dry ingredients, which I already whisked up. I'm going to make sure the xanthan gum is in a big pocket in there. Start on slow. Let's get it everywhere. I usually end up mixing by hand because it ends up getting really thick. You don't want it all stuck in your beater. Can't decide what chocolate I want to add. I got little bits of a lot of bars. These are 1 carb for half an ounce. So if we do 3 ounces, it'll be 6 carbs. Where's the scale? Got some salted caramel, one of my favorites. And I'm gonna do it like right on top of the cream cheese and brownie batter mixture. So that'll add a half a carb per brownie. Too bad. So 1.5. Don't need ham. At least move them out of the way a little bit. We're done with the egg carton. Got our pan. Okay, so put down most of our batter in the bottom here. It's nice and mixed. Still see some butter. We're just gonna save a little bit for the top. I washed my spatula. Spread it out. Caramel chocolate chips smell delicious. If you have a way you made your cream cheese brownies growing up, go ahead and make them that way. I don't even remember. I don't even think I made a batch of cream cheese brownies in my life until I did this experiment. So I went off a recipe, a regular, normal cheesecake brownie recipe. Get it all in there. Probably even mix a little bit in here if you wanted. I'm going to switch to this spatula because this one's stiffer. It's going to be a lot easier to get the rest of the batter out. Our batter is so thick that it doesn't really mix with the cream cheese very well. Kind of try and spread it all out here. And I think I'm just going to top it with chocolate chips. Probably could put some in the batter, but oh well. You can do it however you want. I'm just giving you the base recipe. Okay. Popping this in the oven. And I haven't baked this at home yet. I only baked it at the bakery. So I'm going by my original brownie recipe with the timing here. And for that, it was 22 minutes or around there. So we will see how long this takes in our oven, because this one's different than the one at work. Meet you back here when it's out of the oven. I am going to set that for 11 minutes and turn it halfway through. Back in a couple. Okay, I did test with a toothpick and they were a little bit gooey, but you do not want to overbake these brownies. So I took them out when they were no longer jiggly. They're not jiggling at all, but they need to cool completely before we can slice into them. But they were in the oven 27 minutes. So they baked a little bit longer than my original brownie recipe, but it is completely solid and it is a little bit gooey when you put a toothpick in, but you don't want it completely solid, otherwise it's just going to be dry. So we're going to set these aside and hopefully we can cut into them soon. Okay, so the brownies aren't quite cool yet, but I have a doctor's appointment to go to, so I want to get this done before that. So they're pretty much, they've been in the refrigerator for a while, so they should be fine to cut. I'm just going to loosen them up from the sides here a little bit, and they should just lift out, maybe, sort of, almost, maybe. If they were completely cooled, this would be a lot easier. There we go. Now to cut this into 12, which I'm going to cut into 12 to show you the size that is 1.5 net carbs. I'm probably going to cut half of it into smaller sizes though, because it's a little bit too big for me, because I always add stuff on top of my brownies. I put ice cream on top or something else. So to do 12, you do in half. Ooh, they're gooey. And I actually realized when I put this into my recipe app that I pay for now for my bakery that I actually messed up some of the measurements. So I'm hoping these are going to come out okay. But I actually did a whole stick less butter and an extra egg in the cream cheese. So we'll see how these turn out. But either way, they're going to be delicious. I mean, chocolate and cream cheese. They look good. They're pretty fudgy looking. I want to get an inside piece. So that is 1.5 net carbs if you put the chocolate chips in there. Without the chocolate chips, 1 net carb. Pretty crazy. It's nice. I did not overbake these ones. They're still like soft. That's how you want them. You don't want them super baked because they get a little bit too like dry and cake-like. Those look delicious. Oh. I'll save these ones for the thumbnail. I'm gonna cut myself a little piece because I don't need to eat a whole brownie. So if you cut them into, I was gonna do 16 for myself, which would be 4 by 4. So if you do here, this is why you clean your knife so you don't get ugly cuts. That's a better size for me. Calorie-wise too, probably. But all the macros will be below for a 1/12 of this brownie. Looks pretty darn good. Let's see. Looks good. I might have to break open a centerpiece too. That is good. Probably be more rich with another stick of butter in there. The extra egg was in the cream cheese part, which I think I actually might keep it because it turned out like a more cheesecakey kind of feeling to it. And we'll put the extra stick of butter in the recipe though. I want to try an inside piece. They're still kind of warm too. They look delicious. Still, it's crazy that it's only 1 net carb. A cheesecake and a brownie and the same dessert with those salted caramel chocolate chips. Super good. You can use any chocolate you want. It'll be delicious. And I only did 3 ounces, which isn't a lot, but adds that little extra creaminess on there, especially when it's still warm like it is. Soft, moist, and fudgy. And smooth and silky cheesecake layer. Well, I hope you guys enjoy this recipe. Try it out for yourself. Let me know in the comments below if you do and how you like it. Don't forget to check out the Amazon links and my Perfect Keto link down in the description box below. And also the blog link to the full recipe. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And as always, I'll be back with many more keto dessert recipes. Bye guys.